Alright, so today I want to talk about a toy that I've been really looking forward to, and it does not disappoint. Mostly, there's one minor thing, and that is the Legacy Retro Outback. Now, I really have been looking forward to this thing because when I was younger, Walmart had these special Generation 1 like reissue toys of like a lot of the mini bots. Some of them even had keychains and whatnot, which was weird. But one of the standouts for me was actually Outback. Mostly because the other toys were kind of fragile and I didn't end up breaking one or two of them. But him and Braun were definitely standouts, and I really like Outback's color scheme. And I'm really glad to have a new version of the character. And this toy is pretty darn good. I think Braun is slightly better as a toy. If only because number one, for the underside, Braun's head can turn around. His cannot. His is just too big because of how the whole armature is, or how the whole fixture is. And the quality control is slightly worse on this guy. Some of the joints feel a little bit looser, but also a little bit overly tight. The main one being at the back here. There's a hinge here that this panel flips up for transformation. And if you can see just above my thumb, there's like a little white stress mark because this panel is just slightly too tight, unfortunately. But I don't think it's going to break. It hasn't gotten worse since the few times I messed with it. If it does, I'll probably have to not mess with this guy as much because it is on a pin, so I can't do much about that. But yeah, overall as a vehicle, this guy is pretty cool. You can store the gun at the top, akin to Transformers. And if you don't want the gun or the tire, you can actually take the tire off and have that aesthetic. But yeah, let's get him into robot mode. Shoop. Shoop. Also, real quick, as I was transforming him, if you flip the wheels back at one end, he kind of looks like he has a jet mode, kind of like Cybertron Prime. Is that just me? No, probably not very good. Okay, back to robot. Shoop. Shoop. And here's Outback in his robot mode. And his robot mode looks pretty darn good. I have no real complaints about this. I just think it looks great. He's got all the same articulation. The head, as well as I mentioned, it moves on this entire piece, hence why you can't really turn it around. Also, here's a fun little thing you can do: is you flip the head down and rotate this piece and flip the head up. You can kind of give them a more G1 centric like toy look with this panel overhead, and I think that looks pretty good. But yeah, I love this toy. I think this guy is awesome. Very nostalgic for me. What do you guys think?